Well, if I never make opening statements, but it really upset me in the first half when I heard some Iowa students behind us taking in money for a collection to play horse against our guys in the first half. I thought that was pretty clever. Go ahead.
Did you like the looks you got in the first half? Just didn't drop for you?
Again, I've had to answer that question before. 90% of them. Two, maybe that, we could have made one extra pass or whatever, but I like the way we moved the ball and got the looks, and I love the way we got on the glass. That's what saved us. They had Michigan State down by 20-something, because they were hitting offensively. And the fact that we were still in the ball game at halftime, really, it was obviously to our benefit, but it was because our guys just didn't get disjointed defensively. We weren't hitting shots, but we didn't get disjointed defensively.
Coach, you gave Cartwright a slap on the backside as you're going over to do the TV thing. What parts of his game did he impress you tonight that maybe you expected or didn't expect?
Well, yeah, I remember being as Fran says, a Chester guard, a Chester person, guard play. Just fill the area, playground, but not, playground doesn't mean undisciplined. That kid's a player. I mean, he can break you down, we're watching some film on him, and I swore in 2 or 3 different games he broke a kid's ankles because of how quickly he could change direction. I was working for carries on the sideline. Imagine that, a coach trying to, because that's the only way you can stop a guy like that. He's so good with the ball. And he, took the route of JC, got his opportunity to come here and play in the Big Ten. Life's good for a young man like that. I respect that.
Oh, then what about your second half?
A lot better than the first,
Yeah,
offensively.
and how the game evolved.
Yeah, we got some momentum. If we don't get that early in the second half, we score early, kind of okay. The cellophane's off the rim. Our guys settled it. I'm not saying we shot lights out, but anytime you can come in here on the road with the way Iowa's playing and how tough they're playing, we had to scrap for every one of those, and I really like the way we seized the momentum.
Well, you guys were down one when Jordan penetrated in and found Tim open on the left wing for that three. Is that still good move by Jordan? Good open look for Tim, something you guys just have?
Well, any basketball play would be take it to the paint on a pass or on a drive, and when help comes, find the open guy. Now, the next thing you got to do is put it in the hole. Tim had a couple looks. He hit one of them. Brett had one. He hit his. Mike Bruzewicz had one, and he passed the ball to the official. Did somebody open the doors upstairs when he shot that one? I've seen misses before, but wow. Haircut time.
Well, you talked about contributions a lot for him. If you look at his stat line, not a lot of scoring, but rebounds and assists in particular, getting on the glass to get that last one instead of Jordan at the free throw.
And the scrappiness on the floor, yeah, that's why he's playing. It isn't because he's a prolific scorer, but he can score. But just things you mentioned,
Coach, were you
rebounding and defense and assists.
impressed with the play of Basavi?
Oh, yeah. Well, you have to remember, before we come into a facility or somebody comes to our place, you know how much film we watch on a guy? It's, we knew which hand he was going to wipe the sweat off his forehead. You study these guys, but he's a player, and he'll get better. Fran's system, he'll become even more effective. He'll be more effective even as the season goes on.
Coach, when you come down to a game like that where regulation, they have a shot and they have a pretty good look, is that, I know you've been through a million games, but do you just feel fortunate getting out here when they get the last shot like that?
The one in
Cartwright's shot at the end of regulation.
At the end of regulation? Well, sometimes it's a guy's quickness on separation. Sometimes you get bumped off on it. I mean, you can't. I mean, we would like to be like a shirt on the offensive player. But maybe we're also looking to take away other things that we maybe thought they might go to, and you gotta, it's not rolling the dice, but it's percentages.
Were you trying to get the attention of the official on that inbounds? Because the one guy called the travel, and then the guy closer to you, I thought you thought he was calling the foul. Were you trying to get his attention?
Well, on the last
On
one,
the last inbound
where he
for
got
Jordan.
roped, where he got
Yeah.
horse collared,
Yeah. Because the one guy called the
that's
travel.
why they have 3 officials.
Okay. Just check.
The guy closest to it had an angle, and the other guy has an angle, the other guy has an angle. But that also happened against us on a call where an official came in, so they're allowed to do that if it's the right call. I know the fans didn't think it was, but could you imagine if they had games and then they did like a fan thing with the noise meter? Like if you thought a call was a good call?
Also, first half, you asked for a TV review on the three-pointer by Gosser.
Let me tell you something. Did anybody have that on film?
Yep.
That ball's out of his hands, the guy blew it, the guy could not see it, it's just, I didn't say he blew it, but we did not get, I thought, a look, and then I find out it's only on, because it was a timing thing, so I thought, hey, why not?
But when you guys have a first half like they do, especially on the road, is this a learning experience and a learning curve for them to recover like that in an environment like this?
Well, here's what you learn. You don't want to do it again, and you don't want to continue to do it. So in order to change behavior, you have to reach inside to your core and say, okay, we're going to be all right. But in this day and age, everybody kind of says to the next person, oh, it's okay. Oh, it's all right. It's not all right. But the way you change it is better cuts, more looks to the rim, touch the post a little more. There are ways. Maybe get something from your defense in transition. But what you can't do is drop your head, and you can't sulk, pout. And our guys didn't.
Anything else for Coach? Coach, can you just talk about the toughness of your point guard tonight? 44 minutes, just grinds through, 8 assists. I mean, he just gives it to you every game, doesn't he?
You know, it's not a typical game from him scoring-wise, but you pick up a stat sheet and you just have to go 8-2. We had, 5 or 6 turnovers in the first half. In overtime, in 25 minutes, we only have 2 turnovers, and that saved us again. Taking care of the ball saved us again, and who's responsible for that? Jordan Taylor.
What do you see from this young team that makes you think that they can make some noise maybe in the tournament or next year down the road?
In which our young team, or their young team? Well, because everybody in life deserves an opportunity. Somebody gets a head job, he takes it, and he gets the players to listen to him. This is what I want to run. He's won before, so anytime, I can remember my first year at Wisconsin, and I think a Dolphin or somebody was talking to me about it, maybe it wasn't him, but about what it's like when you're trying to get guys to understand what you want. These guys have not been together that long, and look at the schedule that they had early. So they'll be okay.
All right, that's it. Thanks.